Welcome, everyone, to your favorite JV girls hockey broadcast. Got your rivalry matchup this week. Shakopee Sabers versus the Prior Lake Lakers. Home Sabers are in white. We'll be traveling right to left to start. Teams played once already this season at Prior Lake. I believe this game was a 4-1 Prior Lake victory. I think they got an empty netter at the end, so see if the Sabres come out with an axe to grind. Starting five looks like John Choi, Telejohn, Anderson, Smith, and Krisak. Face-off won by the Sabres. Back to Krisak. Should go far side boards to Telejohn. Gets cut off right at the blue line. Prior Lake able to control. Can't exit, though. John Choi gets the puck. Quick wrister over the net on the glove side. Smith plays the puck back in. John Choi still got it. She was pressured and couldn't get the pass out to a defender. Puck is played all the way down the ice. Smith is back to retreat. Nice backhand up the boards to John Choi. She tried to escape and could not, and then Telejohn threw it down the ice. That will be an icing, and we'll get our first stoppage. 5 new skaters for the Sabres. We have Rampart, Schuler, Carlson, Tocek, and I believe that is Briegeman making her JV debut today, number 6. Schuler changes directions, tries to go out the far side. She'll stop a backhand, but can't exit. Puck getting kicked around on the far side. Tocek pushes it out with the poke check. Briegeman pressuring. Laker wheels and fires, changes the side of the ice. Now they go up through the middle. Cut off nicely by Schuler, but Carlson clears. Retrieved and dumped in by the Lakers. Like a little bit of miscommunication on the Lakers. They didn't know, or on the Sabres, I should say. We didn't know who was going to get it and who wasn't. Puck is frozen under Malone's pad. Took the ref quite a while to blow the whistle. Malone still can't find it. Addie Malone getting the start and goal. 13:37 left, second stoppage, and we'll get the second batch of new skaters. So Smith, Huberty, Barrick, Knutson, and Esslinger on the ice. Smith back to retrieve. She goes around the boards to Esslinger. Retrieves, tries to go through the middle to Huberty, but cut off and eventually get the puck out. Prior Lake tries to go spin and go out the same side they came from, but good pressure by the Sabres. Don't allow them to do that. Esslinger with a good retrieval of the puck. She goes back to Smith, who goes back down low to Esslinger. She tries to go to Knutson through the middle. Nice hard pass, but a little bit behind Knutson into her skates. Knutson runs into a Laker. Goes through her back a little bit. Nothing there, according to the refs. Lakers will dump it into the zone. Barrick backhands it around, near side. Knutson retrieves, changes direction to avoid the forecheck. Goes back that way. Now Esslinger retrieves. Tries to drop the puck to Barrick, who positions herself nicely. I think the Lakers were there first, but she was able to get a stick on the puck. She skates behind the net, goes out the near side, trying to get it to Knutson, but intercepted by the Lakers. Nice centering pass. Malone out to get a stick on it. Lakers still have the puck in the zone. Good aggressive play by Esslinger and Knutson. Good pressure out by the blue line. Forces Prior Lake out of the zone. Smith by herself now as the Sabres are changing. She'll carry it in. Gets poked away from her, but she stays on it enough. John Choi with a shot. Luth onto the ice. Is there for the rebound. Anderson and the Laker go into the corner fighting for the rebound. Played back in by Krisak. Luth giving chase. Both get there at about the same time. Now Anderson trying to help. She comes out of there with it. And she scores! No angle shot. The goalie started sliding to the far post. I think she thought that Emma was going to go to the backhand, and she snuck one in on the near side. So early goal for the Sabers, 11:34. That was Anderson from probably Luth, technically. Sabers win the face-off. Back to Chris. Actually tried to backhand it up to Anderson, but too far for her. She gives chase on the forecheck. Prior Lake trying to go out the far side. Good pressure. Pinched by Chrisak and John Choi. They're backing her up to hold the puck in. Puck ends up on Luth's stick. Her shot off the goalie, deflected high. Oh, I'm in the camera shot. My apologies. Puck loose to John Choi. She hard wrister goes right on the glove side, but the Laker goalie couldn't hold on to it. She stopped it, couldn't get it out. Schuler firing now way wide. Kicks off on the near side. John Choi with a good poke check. Great pressure here by the Sabres. Centering pass by John Choi, nobody home. Schuler steps in with the poke check to slow down the exit. Telejohn coming off the bench with a head full of steam. She's all by herself. Wheels around. Tries to center it a little bit behind Rampart. Chrisak able to hold it in. She fires a shot. I'm pretty sure that hit Rampart in the head. She seems no worse for the wear. Puck is going to roll down on goal for Malone. Plays it with the stick out to Carlson, who's moving quickly up the ice. Tries to cut back against the grain, and Laker stick stopped that. There's a turnover by Barrick. That rolling puck is going to get deep enough to not cause too much trouble initially. Sabres get back nicely. That puck is loose. Telejohn giving chase. She splits the Lakers. She slows down, tries to spin. I think she was looking for the spin pass to Briegeman. Got Barrick, Briegeman, Carlson, and Rampart. Good opportunity for the Lakers and a nice save by Addie Malone. Puck pops out. Barrick and Rampart on the far side. Prior Lake able to come out of there with it. Centering pass. Oh, geez. You got a stick on it, but it ended up on a Laker stick, and they got a good shot. It went just wide. Rampart's going to try to go around the near side board, and then Carlson goes up to Briegeman. She's all by herself as the Sabres are changing. Got cut off, but did a nice job getting the puck into the offensive zone and allowing the Sabres to switch. Tochek on the ice. Turnover by the Lakers. Centering pass. Backhanded effort by Knutson. She got knocked down. That was a good opportunity for the Sabres. Telejohn and Knutson doing some good work. Smith pinches and holds it in. Knutson coming out of there with some speed. She's trying to get on her forehand. Eventually gets one through. Gets all the way through traffic, but stopped and covered by the Prior Lake goalie. 8:43 left in the first. You got Huberty, Tochek, Knutson, Smith, and Chrisak. Prior Lake wins the draw technically, but Tochek battling nicely. Nice stick lift there to hold the puck in, and then Smith played it back behind the net. Lakers trying to go out the near side board. Smith holds it in again. Huberty covering her spot, gets a skate on the puck to hold it in. Smith is on the ice now. Chrisak does a nice job cutting off the Laker attack. Smith trying to go up through the neutral zone to Tochek, but that was a little bit too far for her reach. Knutson and Tochek on the forecheck, causing some trouble. A lot of action in the neutral zone right there, and Sabres couldn't get a clear passing lane for the puck, clear possession. So that last one, they just chipped it out, and Prior Lake is trying to come back in. Knutson comes into the zone with the puck. She fires it off the boards, but cannot be retrieved by the Sabres, and Prior Lake will play it back again. Smith up the boards to Knutson, but pressured. Good physical play there by Knutson. She gets it up to John Choi. John Choi is 1-on-3. She tries to lay it back, but Esslinger onto the ice, along with Anderson, Schuler, and Carlson. Schuler bringing it up herself. She's making a nice run, the defender. Carlson stops that exit from getting out. Her wrister is wide. John Choi picks up the puck on the far side. She plays it off the boards behind the net. Anderson's going to be the first to get there. She pokes it back to Carlson. One-timer gets slowed down. Puck is loose out front. John Choi got a backhand on it, got deflected. Didn't get on net, went all the way to the boards. Good physical play there by Esslinger and John Choi. Prior Lake trying to get out of there, but Carlson's going to retrieve that puck. She wheels towards middle of the ice, loses control of the puck. Prior Lake comes out the near side. They're going to dump it deep. That's an ice. And we'll get some new skaters. 6:28 left in the first. Shots favoring the home Sabers, 7-2. Still just the one goal. Briegeman, Rampart, Luth, Smith, and Barrick. Prior Lake wins the draw, goes back to around the back of the net, and they're trying to exit on the far side. Nobody from the Sabres stopping the puck, and that allowed the exit get halfway through the neutral zone. Nice centering pass. Prior Lake got the shot off. It went wide. There was I think it was Ella Rampart was there. Might have deflected it. Good save by Malone. Nice couple of opportunities for Prior Lake there. They're buzzing on this shift. Tie up there. Puck ends up in the corner. Smith goes to retrieve. She backhands it around the far side to Luth. She tries to go straight up the boards, but Prior Lake defender was expecting that and holds it in. She wheels right into the slot. Great opportunity. Good blocker save by Malone. Puck still in the zone. Deflected there. Centering pass. Good spin by number 24 for the Lakers. That shot hit a shin guard, never made it through. Good clear there. That was Jetta Barrick. We'll take the icing. That was a good shift for the Lakers. Under pressure the whole time. So we'll get Huberty, Knutson, Telejohn, Krisak, and Schuler on the ice. Last three shots have been to the Lakers, along with a couple others that didn't make it on net. So nice little flurry here for Prior Lake to get back in the game. That backhand doesn't have much on it, but Malone will cover. There was a little bit of traffic in front of her. So we'll try the far side face-off circle again. Huberty on the draw. Just goes with the backhand. She wins it back towards Krisak. She's immediately pressured, but comes out of there behind our net. Tries to change direction again. Telejohn had tucked inside, and so Krisak didn't have anywhere to go with the puck for a moment. Eventually gets deflected into the Shakopee bench, and we will come out to not to neutral. We'll go back to the same face-off circle where we've been living, but we will get a couple of new skaters. Carlson and Barrick on the ice, defenders. Played around behind the net by Prior Lake. They've got a couple of forwards up there, forward and a center. Centering pass is deflected. Huberty deflects it, and nicely done by Knutson. Knutson and Telejohn giving chase. So there's two Sabres there. Telejohn ends up winning the race to the puck. She plays it back to Carlson. She loses the puck, and Prior Lake's got a 3-on-1. Nicely done by Barrick. Prior Lake forward tried to go 1-on-1, had the open pass out the other side, but thought she could tuck inside and get a wrister off. She did, but it got deflected. That one's played off the boards, and that'll be icing. That was Huberty trying to play it deep, just a little bit shy of the center line. Anderson, Tocek, and John Choi onto the ice. So looks like the Sabres have an uneven number of forwards today, so every shift the lines are a little bit different, so keeping me busy. That's Smith wheeling around. She spins back on her forehand, goes to Anderson. She gets it, chips it up the ice. She's going to win the race to it. She tries to play it across to Tocek, just a little bit too far. Tocek giving chase. That one's going to come off the boards to Smith. She's going to carry it in. Anderson fills her spot. Smith still on the puck. She's on the far side of the ice now. Krisak steps in nicely to hold the puck in. John Choi over there, toe check over there. That one popped up and hit somebody in the bench, I think, so we're going to stay in the offensive zone. 3:32 left. We'll get 5 new skaters. Briegeman, Esslinger, Rampart, Carlson, and Schuler. Rampart's going to take the draw at center. She's got Esslinger on her right, Briegeman on her left. Lakers win the draw. Esslinger, good pressure. Puck comes out. Schuler gets it on goal. Stick saved by the Prior Lake goalie. Manages to cover. We'll try it all over again. That one is won by the Sabres. Drop back to Schuler. She fires a shot. High save by the goalie. It ended up hitting the butt of her stick, I think. A couple of follow-ups by Rampart. Both of them on the ground, pad saved, but good opportunities there for the Sabres. About 3 shots in about 8 seconds there. Nice win by Rampart. That one got stuck in one of the Lakers' skates. Nicely done by Schuler. She holds her ground at the blue line and manages to both prevent the exit and dump the puck back deep. Briegeman on the puck now. She'll play it over a Prior Laker stick, trying to go for Rampart, but couldn't quite connect. That one comes back. She was trying to wheel it to her backhand, but lost control of the puck. It came out of the zone. Esslinger was trying to push it forward. That one will get stuck in Esslinger's skates, and she fires it deep. Takes a hop off the corner into the side of the net. And you've now got Knutson on the forecheck, coming off the bench. Does a good job getting a stick on it. She, again, steals it. Huberty now joining her. Prior Lake able to get control of the puck and split the two of them, and now they're on the exit. Number 8 for Prior Lake. She's got good speed. She throws on the brakes, changes directions, finds a streaking Laker coming right down the slot, but good closure there by the Sabres to prevent the shot. Got stuffed before it got going. Nice backhanded clear by Lauren. Knutson, that's good speed too. It's going to die before it gets to the end line. Luth giving chase, loses an edge and goes crashing into the Prior Lake goalie. That was not by design. And we've got Barrick on the ice too, losing an edge. Anderson trying to tie up the Prior Lake skater. Puck is loose out front, but Malone does a good job of poking it away. Luth, far side boards. Now Huberty over there. There's 3 Sabres and 2 Lakers with 1 giving ground. Barrick fires it up the boards. Luth still chopping away at it. Ends up back on Barrick's stick. She pops it out to center ice, and Anderson's on it. She gets around one of the defenders, fires a shot right into the chest of the Prior Lake goalie. She probably could have gone stick side. Goalie was moving to her glove hand, but good opportunity there. 1:16 left in the first. John Shoy and Telejohn on the ice along with Anderson, Schuler, and Krisak. John Shoy ties up the draw. Prior Lake will hit it into the corner, backhanded in the corner. John Shoy is still on the puck. She backhands it back to Schuler. She winds up for a shot, hit a Laker shin guard, and they have a nice exit, but she cuts nicely in front of the exit pass and gets it back in the offensive zone. So aggressive forecheck this period by the Sabres has yielded quite a few turnovers. John Choi going for Anderson. She comes out of there with it. She's going baseline again. That shot gets stick saved by the goalie. It's behind the net. Anderson comes out of there with it. She still got it. She's trying to drop it for Krisak. Nope, that's Schuler. That's Krisak, but that pass caught her on the backhand a little, handcuffed her a little bit. She couldn't keep it in the zone. Nice change of direction, and she's coming into the zone. Fires a shot through a screen. Glove saved by the Prior Lake goalie, and we'll get some fresh skaters for both teams. So 20 seconds left in the first period. Carlson, Rampart, Briegeman, Tocek, and Barrick on the ice. Rampart on the draw, but Lakers get the better of it. They're going back behind their net. Good pressure there by by Briegeman on the near side, and then Rampart behind the net. There's Briegeman back at it. That one goes over Carlson's stick, and Jetta Barrett giving chase. Lakers, that was Carlson got tripped up and went hard in boards there. No penalty. So end of the first, 1-0 Sabers with a 14-7 shots lead. We will take a very brief hiatus and be back for the second. All right, welcome back to the second. Your Sabers traveling left to right. Telejohn comes out of there with the puck. Her wrister gets on net. Follow-up, it's out in the middle. Anderson can't get a stick on the puck. She loses an edge, falls down. John Choi had a shot at it, couldn't get it. Prior Lake back trying to mount a counterattack and can't get it done. Krisak trying to split the middle there. Eventually, puck ends up on Telejohn's stick again. Her shot got deflected, ended up in Laker skates, and puck chipped up the ice. That's going to be an icing. So, good little flurry to start the second by that line. No goal, though. 35-second shift, and they'll get some rest, get some reinforcements. So, Briegeman moved to center now. Rampart playing left. Tocek playing right. Schuler and Carlson. That puck pops out. Goalie didn't see it until the last minute. It bounced right through the crease. Briegeman with a great forecheck there. Good hustle, getting on the puck. She's got great speed, good aggression. Lakers trying to go out the near side. They exit successfully, but Carlson able to cut it out. She goes off the boards to Tocek. Nice stick handling, chips it deep, and Briegeman gets there quickly enough. Rampart tries the backhanded centering pass, got cut out. Schuler holds it in, though, ends up back on Rampart's stick. She gives it another shot, but a little bit too far ahead of Tocek and behind Briegeman. That gets chipped up by Prior Lake. They're going to wave icing. Carlson goes back to get it. She throws on the brakes, tries to go out the far side to Rampart, but the puck got stuck in her skates. That wrister is low and kicked aside by Addie Malone. Nice save there. Sabers hacking away at the puck on the near side boards, unable to clear though. And Prior Lake comes out of there, centering pass tied up nicely by Carlson. That's going to come all the way out of the zone. And pressure by Rampart is going to force Prior Lake back into their defensive zone. Now they're trying to break out. That pass is too far, cut out by Carlson, and immediately up to Esslinger. She goes off the boards. That's offsides. Esslinger didn't see the hand up. She took a one-timer. It was a pretty good shot, actually. Wouldn't have counted. So that puck will come out to the neutral zone circle. Barrick and Smith in the game, along with Knutson, Huberty, and Esslinger. 12:47 left in the second. Still 1-0. Sabres are doubling up. The shots on goal 15-7 at the moment, but Prior Lake with a little bit of space. Nice move there. She's going to go around the back of the net, looking for help. She's tied up nicely by Barrick. Tries to drop it to the defender. Esslinger plays it out. I don't think Knutson is going to get there. Just a little bit less juice on that, and Lauren Knutson could have run that down. But as it is too far, it'll go for an icing and come all the way back to the defensive zone. Krisak and Schuler in for Barrick and Smith. Huberty on the draw. Backhanded draw, bouncing puck. Esslinger had it momentarily, but couldn't escape the Prior Lake poke check, and they ended up getting a shot. It went wide. Backhand from Krisak around the far side boards. Schuler gets there. She backhands it up the boards to Knutson. She goes hard off the near side boards to Esslinger, who's able to get it deep behind the Prior Lake goal. Knutson giving chase, and now Esslinger. Prior Lake skater loses an edge. Nice centering pass from Esslinger to Schuler. Her shot gets blocker saved. John Choi with a backhand. Puck ends up gloved by the Prior Lake goalie, and a little bit of a kerfuffle in front of her, but nothing too bad. Decent little flurry there for the Sabres. A couple of shots on goal. John Choi, Luth, Anderson, Carlson, and Barrick for the Sabres. Far side faceoff draw, nicely won by John Choi. Ended up getting past Carlson. She changes direction, goes up to Anderson. She's cutting through the middle. Backhanded it up the middle of the ice, which was retrieved by the Lakers. That one's going to go off the boards. That's iced. We'll come back down to the offensive zone and try it again. 11:26 left in the second. John Choi, Anderson, Luth, Carlson, and Barrick still on the ice. John Choi going, tries to tie up the draw, can't get it done. Goes out the far side. Anderson and Carlson and John Choi all on the far side, tying up the puck. Eventually chipped deep. Barrick's going to go retrieve that one. She's going to come out the near side to Luth. She tries the one-handed back or one-time backhand clear, but can't get it where it needs to go. Well, that's going to be a high stick. John Choi backhanded it up in the air to Luth. She tried to stick it down and gets called for a high stick. So we'll get some new skaters. Briegeman, Telejohn, and Rampart. And then Smith and Krisak at the defensive spots. Shot ends up on net. It gave Malone a little bit of trouble, but she's able to cover. Prior Lake crashing the net hard late. Smith was having none of that. Briegeman loses the draw, ends up off the side of the net. Telejohn comes out of there with it. Nice change of direction, backhands it back. A little bit of miscommunication again by the Sabres. Not sure who was supposed to be going to get that one. Chipped up the boards nicely by Briegeman. She gets it to Telejohn. She was trying to cut inside. Puck hit a Laker skate, and she was trying to get it inside to Briegeman. Held in nicely by Smith. She fires it back behind the net. Briegeman giving chase. Laker defender changes direction, tries to go out the far side. Held in nicely again by Smith. She's doing a really nice job of that today. Briegeman on the puck. Tried to kick it to herself, but a little too much heat. Puck is not out of the zone yet, though. Nicely held in by Krisak. Doing a good job holding their ground. Laker lost her stick momentarily. Rampart now behind the net. Puck is coming out the near side. Briegeman was going for a switch, so Sabres were a little short-handed momentarily. Knutson off the bench and right into the action. Distracted the Laker skater enough that she lost track of the puck. It was kind of stuck in her skates. So we've got Tocek, Knutson, Huberty on the ice. She gets dumped pretty hard. Ref says there's nothing there. It was pretty hard shoulder-to-shoulder contact. The game's getting a little physical now. Laker skater, nice backhanded drop pass to the defender. She's trying to go to her backhand. Tocek's got it. She's got some room, as does Knutson. She gets a pass from Tocek that she couldn't hold on to. It ends up in the zone behind the net. Puck goes out the far side. Nicely cut off there, though. Good step by Carlson. Tocek's on the puck now. She backhands it back to Knutson. She's bodied hard by Sabers. Comes out of there with the puck. That is some nice stick work right there. Works all the way to her backhand, but managed to get the goalie, Prior Lake goalie, stuffed it and managed to cover. That was some nice footwork, nice stick work by Knutson. John Shoy, Esslinger, Anderson into the game along with Barrick and Smith. John Shoy trying to drop the puck back to Esslinger and does. Esslinger spins, gets the puck on her forehand. She's wheeling towards the net. She goes, it's tied up. Now John Shoy is going to go join her. Esslinger comes out of there with the puck. She backhands it, but right to a Prior Lake Laker, and we've got a 2-on-2. Barrick's back. Esslinger back checking, and Esslinger did a nice job screwing up the entry, and Prior Lake ended up skating off sides. So puck will come out to the neutral zone, far side circle. Skaters will stay the same for the Sabres. New center for the Lakers. Lakers win the draw. Goes back to the D. They go D to D and come near side. Chip deep around Barrick by the Prior Lake skater. She's looking to center it. Nothing there, so she drops it back to the defender. That shot gets all the way through. I think it might have hit John Shoy's stick and gotten deflected on the way, but puck backhanded up the boards, gets to Esslinger. She tries to exit and can't get it done. Anderson comes out of there with it. Some nifty stick work and gets the puck up to John Shoy. She drags, trying to go to her backhand. She does. Kick save and covered. 7:52 left in the second. Still 1-0. Shots favoring the Sabres 19-9. Face-off draw in the offensive zone. So Briegeman's been taking the draws, and then Rampart is switching back to center. Rampart comes in and backhands it back to Schuler. She tried a wrister that hit a shin guard and got deflected. Briegeman, nicely played, comes out of there with it. Oh, tries to go near side, and she had the goalie beat, but the shot just hit the side of the net. Drop pass to Krisak. She'll get it over to Schuler. That wrister got all the way through, but not on target. Rampart goes back to Krisak. She's going to go back up the boards to Rampart. She's got a little bit of space. Fires and might have caught a piece of the blocker, but good opportunity there. Drop back to Schuler. She tries to go up to Krisak. She felt the pressure, one-timed it up, which was a smart decision because Prior Lake was coming. They exit the zone, and they've got a little bit of space there. Oh, nicely done by Addie Malone. That was a nice move by number 16 for the Lakers. Got around Krisak and had a one-on-one with the goalie, but puck was covered nicely by Malone. Stuffed and no rebound. Barrett Carlson on the ice, along with Huberty, Telejohn, and Knutson. Huberty loses the draw, goes out top, trying to get it to their center in the middle of the ice, but cut out by Huberty. Telejohn's got it now. She chips it deep. Goes around the back of the net, and Knutson giving chase. Prior Lake exit up the far side is successful. Eventually gets stuck in some skates in the neutral zone, and they can't hold on to it. Comes back on a Prior Lake stick, and they manage to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Carlson tied up with a much larger Prior Lake skater back there. Now Barrick is down there helping. Centering pass gets sticked aside by Malone and then cleared by Knutson. That puck popped up kind of funny. It's on her stick. Now she cuts inside, and that's going to be offsides. Huberty was trying to hold up on the blue line, and Knutson took one more lateral move, and Huberty was unable to keep her momentum from going into the zone. So get another stoppage at 6:11. John Choi, Tocek Anderson, Krisak, and Smith on the ice. John Choi on the draw, gets tied up, ends up on Krisak's stick. She fires it behind the net. Anderson giving chase. Change of direction from the Prior Lake skater, comes back out the near side. Tocek on the forecheck along with John Choi. Puck ends up splitting a couple of Sabers, and Smith had to clear. She goes back to retrieve it. Her pass to Anderson gets deflected. She's battling on the far side boards, but puck ends up on the Prior Lake defender's stick. She gets a shot in on Malone, who saves it pretty easily. Tocek trying to poke that one out of the zone, can't get it done. It's back beneath the goal. John Choi does a nice job holding off the Prior Lake forward. She's got the puck, chips it up the side. The ref won't get out of the way. Holds up the puck, so it never got to Tocek. Now it's up there. Tocek battling for it. Puck gets lost in the middle of the ice. Finally comes out of the zone. Nice, calm, composed play by the Prior Lake skater, and she split a couple of Sabers. Anderson eventually tied her up. She lost the puck. Tocek cleared it, went off a shin guard and into the offensive zone. Tocek going for a change. John Choi on the draw. Esslinger off the bench now. John Choi backhands it into the corner, and John Choi and Anderson are going to change. So a lot of ice for Prior Lake to exit. 4:37 left. That puck, Rampart had a clear shot at it, I thought, but she got kind of sandwiched in between two Lakers, and the opportunity shrunk and closed very quickly. Schuler in the right spot there to stop that exit. Puck is back on Rampart's stick. She's on her backhand, trying to figure out how to get to her forehand. Centering pass from the backhand got deflected, but hit the side of the net. She then got pinned against the boards, and second skater for Prior Lake able to come. She's got some speed, and if we give her some room, she's going to cause some problems, and she almost did. That centering pass was really well done. It was just a little bit behind the intended target. Esslinger on the puck, gets it into the zone, but can't hold on to it. It's cleared. Rampart does a nice job. I thought she did a nice job waiting, but she still was a step early. So offsides on the Sabres will bring it out into the neutral zone. Huberty, Knutson, Luth, Barrick, and Smith on the ice. Puck goes from Huberty to Knutson. Nice pass by Sabres to split the forecheck, or by the Lakers, I mean. Puck behind the net for the Lakers. Centering pass right in the slot. That shot had a decent chance. It beat Malone, but it was wide. Puck on the far side boards. Their defender will come out of there and fire. Shot never got through. Smith had it momentarily, but couldn't get it clear. Still in the zone. Chipped up. Kick save by Malone out to Luth. She loses the puck. Fires it out to center. Knutson couldn't get to it, but Huberty eventually got it deep. There's one Laker back. Changes direction. Now she's trying to come out the near side. Barrick in the right spot to hold it in. Puck is poked back down low. Luth ties up the Prior Lake skater. Good work by Huberty, get it back to Luth, but didn't have enough time to get the centering pass off. She's back on the puck now, battling. She gets pinned against the boards. Huberty's down. Prior Lake digging at it, and she comes out of there with it. Good work by Knutson to interrupt the skating of number 26 there. Dumped in by Huberty. Shaco's going for the change, all five skaters. John Choi onto the ice. Telejohn with the second one in. But Prior Lake able to get the puck into the zone. Now they've got some speed. Skater is driving. She's going to circle towards the middle of the net. Middle of the ice. Ends up on the far side face-off circle. Good save by Malone. She drops it back to the defender. Anderson trying to block, but the shot was well wide. Drop pass, backhanded drop pass. Telejohn was pressuring, so Laker skater just dumped it deep. Schuler and Krisak on the puck. Now it's just Krisak. John Choi going to help out. That pass is not going to make it to its intended target. Telejohn gets there, fires it for Anderson. It's behind her. Anderson giving pressure. That check up offsides there. John Choi dumped it in with the backhand. Anderson touched up and back on the forecheck. Toe check onto the ice now for Telejohn. She's got John Choi to her left and Krisak behind her. 1 minute left in the second period. Puck is kind of pinned on the near side boards, pops out of there. Anderson, number 8 from Prior Lake's got some speed and some space, and she scores. So, puck was pinned on the near side boards for a while. Shakopee got a little lackadaisical with their positioning. Puck popped out, and number 8 for Prior Lake had a clear shot. Carlson couldn't get back in time. Nice shot high on the glove side and equals the score at 1. 48 seconds left in the second. It's been a pretty good period for the Sabres. That's kind of a bummer to end giving up a goal in the last minute, but hopefully it doesn't get any worse in the last 40 seconds. Puck onto Barrick's stick. She goes up the near side boards, cut out by Prior Lake. And they come out of there with the puck again. 26 loses an edge. Carlson on the puck. She gets pinned against the boards. Prior Lake doing a good job battling. They come out of there with the puck. They have a wide open shot, but from no angle, and almost got the second. Sabres just need to get out of this period without giving up another goal here. Lakers holding the puck in. Puck shot from the Sabres hits the side of the net. Centering pass is going to end up at center ice, and that will luckily end the second period. So Shakopee had a lot of control of the second period, gave up a late goal, and almost gave up a second one in the last minute. So we'll take a 10-minute break, 1-1 heading into the third period. probably it. We good? Welcome back to the third period. Hometown Sabers in white, traveling right to left. Draw is won by the Lakers. Puck ends up in the defensive zone. Schuler can't clear. Knutson on the puck now. She goes cross ice to Luth. She's got plenty of space. Puck is rolling now. She's going to fire it. On goal, that rebound comes to Knutson nicely. She tries to go near post. Missed the goal. Luth had fallen down. Prior Lake's going to get a penalty call. Number 26, one of their better players, going to be in the box for 2 minutes. So first power play of the game. 14:26 left in the third. Telejohn, John Choi, Anderson, Cam Krisak making an appearance, and Aubrey Smith. Prior Lake tries to put 5 on the ice for the power play. That's cheating. They eventually figure it out. Puck out to Anderson and then Smith. Turnover by Shakopee. Puck all the way down into the Shakopee defensive zone. Prior Lake's still on the puck. Krisak ties her up, and John Choi comes out of there with the puck. She goes up the boards. Anderson's got some space. She's going to carry it into the zone. She wheels back and gives it to Krisak, who goes forward to Anderson. She tries a redirect. Got a little bit on it, but it was not on target. Puck goes around the boards. Anderson's going to retrieve. She goes back to Smith. Good change of direction there. She goes down low to John Choi. Puck is loose out in front. Her shot got deflected, so didn't have a ton on it, but Prior Lake keeper got a pad on it, and that was it. Smith and Krisak have changed spots. Nice cross-ice pass there from Smith to John Choi. Redirect. Oh, Telejohn got a good redirect on that pass, but puck went just wide. Comes out, held in nicely. Oh, not held in, apparently. So a couple of opportunities on the power play. 39 seconds left, and we will get some new skaters. Rampart, Tochek, Esslinger, Schuler, and Barrick on the ice now. Puck won by Prior Lake. Fired through Barrick's skates. Goes all the way down the ice. Schuler retrieving. Pressured. Backhands it up the near side boards, but too far for Rampart to handle. Eventually comes out to Tochek, and she gets it across ice to Esslinger. She fires a shot. She got a hard shot, but got it deflected partially by a Prior Lake defender. Schuler gets the pass cross ice to Esslinger, and now she's going to carry it into the zone with some speed. She's trying to split 3 Prior Lake defenders. Got tripped up, no call. Back to Barrick, and now back to Esslinger. She's going to fire again. She goes glove side, and the shot is gloved right as the power play expires. So a couple of shots there by the Sabres. No goal, and we're back to full strength. 12:22 left in the game. Huberty, Luth, Knutson, Carlson, and Smith. Puck controlled by Shakopee. Luth went back to Carlson, back to Luth, back behind the net, but now Prior Lake's trying to come out of there with it. Saber got a stick on it, managed to deflect the puck dangerously into the front of the net. Carlson held up the advance momentarily, but second skater through for Prior Lake had a little space. Oh, nice dangle there by number 3. Luth comes out of there with it. Good composure, goes cross ice to Knutson. Passes a little bit behind her, but Knutson recovers, backhands it into the zone. Prior Lake tries to change direction. Knutson almost beat the Laker to the puck the first time, but she stays with it and beats her to it the second time. She tries to backhand it for Carlson. That ends up coming out to center ice. Sabres have to touch up, and that allows the Lakers a chance to get a change in. That puck goes off the boards, and it's going to go all the way down the ice. Icing gets waived. Backhand centering pass by Telejohn gets intercepted. Sabres have to be careful with that. They've turned the puck over on that a couple of times in the last couple of games. Hard wrist shot goes wide. I'm not sure if that got deflected out front, but if it did, it's a good thing it did. Smith up the near side boards. Knutson manages to lift the stick enough to allow the puck to clear the zone. Smith comes out of there with it. Cuts inside. Now cuts back outside and dumps it deep. John Choi and Telejohn will stay. Anderson, Krisak onto the ice along with Barrick. Barrick racing to the puck, goes off the near side boards hard. Puck into the zone. Up the far side boards. Nice pinch there by Cam Krisak. She's holding it in. She's pinned against the boards. John Choi trying to go help. Laker player sat down on the puck. That makes it tricky. Telejohn stepped up and chipped it deep. Anderson and Krisak now. Krisak trying to come out of there with it. She did momentarily. John Choi had a shot at it, but got deflected. Barrett comes out of there with the puck. She tries to skate it in, but path is cut off by a couple of Lakers. John Choi over there to help, digging the puck off the boards. Puck comes out, bounced over Barrick's stick, so back to the defensive zone. Krisak has it. She goes off the far side boards. Tocek tries to chip it up with the backhand. Puck eventually pushed forward by Krisak. It ends up coming back into the defensive zone. Nice stick by Carlson. Then another one by Tocek. She loses the puck. Some ugly spacing right now by both teams. Carlson wheels and finds a little bit of space. That's helpful. Puck got stuck in Esslinger's skates, but she eventually backhanded it into the zone. She's pressuring. Does a nice job. Sabres do a nice job holding the puck in momentarily, but eventually comes out. Carlson pushes it back deep. Tocek will go for a change. Rampart, Esslinger, Carlson, and Schuler will stay. Nice aggressive forecheck there by Rampart. Holds the puck in. Try to backhand down the boards for Esslinger, but read nicely by a Laker defender. Cut it out. Luth not able to slow down the exit, but Carlson is. Carlson and Luth run into each other, as do Carlson and Esslinger. So, some logistical issues. The spacing in the third period. Number 3 for Prior Lake's got some space, and she's got some speed. She's going to wheel right around Carlson. Tries to go low, maybe going 5-hole, but Malone was up to the challenge. That shot hits Carlson's skate and deflects wide. Schuler on the puck, chips it behind the net, and Huberty's going to come out of there with it. She's got a little bit of space. She gets ridden off the puck, and now 26 from Lakeville has a wonderful scoring opportunity, and that was an absolutely fantastic save by Malone with the glove. That was a terrible change and a turnover by the Sabres. Bad timing there. 26 just walked right in on Malone, and she was able to make the save. So goalie bails out the skaters. We've got Smith, John Choi, Anderson, Telejohn, and Barrick on the ice. Prior Lake wins the draw, comes back to their defender. Anderson blocked the first shot, couldn't find the puck, and Prior Lake got another hack at it. Barrick chips it up the boards, and Telejohn's going to be first to it. They could have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Telejohn's shot got deflected, ended up on net. Prior Lake goalie does a nice job gloving it. So we'll keep those skaters, and we'll try a face-off in the offensive zone. 7:28 left in the third, still 1-1. Lakers win the draw. They go up the far side boards, and they're going to come out of there with it. Barrick back. Prior Lake skater tries to go around her. Anderson was there for the support. Puck ended up deep. Prior Lake still controls. Back to their defender. That shot gets all the way through traffic and covered by Malone. Now we'll get some fresh skaters. Schuler and Krisak. That's Cam Krisak. I think Chloe is sitting for the third, so she's probably going to play 2-2. Brigham also not on the bench any longer. So a couple new skaters for the Sabers, a couple of attrition. Tocek going near side. Loses the puck momentarily, but gets enough of it to chip it back in. Esslinger can't keep hold of it. Rampart trying to get a shot off, can't get it done. Tocek's going to wheel. She'll fire far side boards, and it's going to go behind the net. Cut out by a Laker defender. Nice work by Esslinger to get the puck back to Schuler. Her wrist shot gets saved, but the goalie can't cover. So Prior Lake goalie's given up some rebounds, but Sabres have not been close enough to make them pay for it. Sabres unable to keep that one in the zone. Nice cross-ice pass there from Krisak to Esslinger. She's got some space, and she gets up to speed pretty quickly. Fantastic wrist shot. Blocker saved by the goalie, but Esslinger found some space, and she made a nice play with it, got a nice shot on goal. Space out there for Smith. She gives it up to Luth. Luth loses the puck. She's getting double teamed now. Sabres trying to change. Knutsen's on the ice, pressuring. Puck comes off, ends up on Smith's stick. Kick save, leaves the rebound right in front. Knutsen just couldn't get enough on it. She's wheeling, hits Huberty's skate with the puck as she's trying to cut into the middle. Out to Carlson. That shot gets blocked. Puck tied up momentarily. Carlson staying with it. Does a good job slowing up the counterattack there. Sabres chipping in deep. Takes a weird bounce. Ends up right out in front of the net. Huberty on the puck, but she can't clear. Prior Lake comes out of there with the puck. Good poke check there by Carlson. Shot gets stopped by Huberty. Another shot by 26. That's going to be iced. Should waive that. Well, they waived one that was much more of an icing than that earlier, but that's why they get paid the big bucks and I don't. John Choi, Anderson, Telejohn, Barrick, and Krisak on the ice. 4:49 left, still 1-1. John Choi wins the faceoff, controlled by Krisak. She's got a couple of Lakers chasing her. Tries to go up the far side boards. Shot hits a Laker skate. Now it's back to their defender. Anderson closes her down. She can't do anything except dump it back down the boards. That puck comes out to Telejohn. She's got space again. Dumps it in on net. Bouncing puck. Anderson can't quite get there for the rebound. Prior Lake's first one's there. Krisak doing a good job holding her ground. Holds the puck in. Now Telejohn's there. John Choi tried to get a shot off, but puck deflected off a Laker stick. Now Lakers coming out of there with some speed. Krisak does a good job again holding their ground. John Choi able to chip it deep. She's going to give chase. Partial change for the Sabres as Tocek is onto the ice. Now that's chipped up the far side boards. Barrick does a good job cutting that out. Puck goes to Anderson. Nice little stick work there. She's got a lot of traffic in front. Wrist shot, stick save, and covered by the Prior Lake goalie. 27 shots to 18 in favor of the Sabres. 3:39 left, and we're still knotted at 1. Esslinger, Rampart, Tocek, Carlson, and Schuler. Prior Lake came out of there with the puck. Carlson held it in the zone nicely. They're going to try to go out from behind their net, but I think Esslinger is going to get there first. She gets it to Carlson. Her shot hits a stick and is deflected. The exit by Prior Lake, tied up by Carlson, but Tocek is beat to the puck, and kick save goes right up Main Street from Malone. Good poke check there to get it out of immediate danger. It gets fired back in. Carlson giving chase. It's tied up by 26 for Prior Lake. She's been their most dangerous player today. Her pass almost exits the zone, but held in nicely by number 19. She gets ridden into the boards by Rampart. And then Carlson backhands it around. Schuler can't get there, though. Rampart does a nice job tying up the Prior Lake skater. Carlson gets there, fires it to Esslinger. She tries to get it centered to toe check. Schuler finally gets it out of the zone. Change for the Sabers. Esslinger was out there all by herself, cannot get a hold of the puck. Luth and Huberty onto the ice now, along with Smith, Barrick, and Knutson. Into the corner, Barrick giving chase, tying up the Sabres or the Laker skater. Knutson comes out of there with the puck. She goes cross ice to Luth, gets the puck out, but can't keep it on her stick, loses an edge, and Prior Lake is coming back in to the offensive zone with it. They'll fire it deep. Smith is on it. She's getting pressured. Nicely exited by Knutson, but there was nobody in the middle, so able to be retained very rapidly by Prior Lake. Good step up in the neutral zone by Luth and Huberty. Puck ends up deep. There's a minute 25 left. Knutson giving chase, as is Smith. Smith steps in nicely. Ooh, her shot got abbreviated. I think she hit a defender's stick. Knutson fires a shot that hits a Laker defender, and they've got some speed. Krisak in good position, forces her wide, and then able to take the puck from her. That was just fantastic work by Cam Krisak. Gets it out to Telejohn, and she manages to get the puck out to center. We've got Krisak, John Shoy, Mari. No, they're calling high stick. John Shoy backhanded it off the goalie's shoulder and hit the rebound in out of the air, but they called her for a high stick, so we're going to come all the way down the other end of the ice. Yeah, I think that was probably going to go in anyway, off her back. But so Anderson in for Knutson. John Choi, Telejohn, Krisak, and Schuler stay on the ice. Schuler with the puck. John Choi comes out of there with it. She'll go behind the net to Krisak. She's going to try to go up the boards to Telejohn. She gets control of the puck. 34 seconds left. She's chased down from behind, does a nice job. Puck goes all the way through the crease. Schuler steps in, get it behind the net. Nice job by Telejohn. She centers it to Anderson. A backhand effort, not quite strong enough. She ties up the Prior Lake skater. John Choi going for a dangle. 14 seconds left. Puck chipped out to center. Smith comes off the bench to get it. Tries to go off the far side boards, but there's too much Laker traffic there, and that's going to be the end of the game. Krisak will retain the puck. We will see. Yes, it does look like we're going to play a 6-minute overtime. So that will not be the end of the game. We will take a 1-minute hiatus and be back for overtime. All right, overtime. Very exciting. Sabers headed left to right. Face-off is kind of kicked around for a while. Eventually ends up in the defensive zone for the Sabers. Fired in deep by Prior Lake. They'll go to chase it down. Exit pass eventually gets through from, I think it was from Schuler up to either John Choi or Anderson. The puck comes out of there again. Oh, that's a terrible penalty by Anderson, and Prior Lake is going to go on the power play. It's unfortunate timing. We are in run time, apparently. So Prior Lake's probably going to be on a power play for most of the rest of the overtime. Barrick, Huberty, Rampart, and Smith on the kill for the Sabres. Huberty wins the draw. Barrick fires it up the boards. Gets deflected, but Huberty gets it out, at least to the neutral zone. Rampart giving chase. Making the puck played deep by the Lakers. Run down by Jetta Barrick. She tries to change direction, but pressure on her by multiple Lakers. Centering pass, it's all the way through. Rampart couldn't get a stick on it to clear it, and so Prior Lake will keep it in the zone. D-to-D pass on the backhand for Prior Lake. Can't control it. Nicely done by Huberty. Gets it up and almost out, and then Barrick is going to fire it. Doesn't get quite the length of the ice, but Rampart doing a good job on the forecheck. Causes a little bit of a delay on the re-entry by Prior Lake. That shot gets deflected and ends up in the corner. Barrick going to run it down. Prior Lake eventually controls. Puck ends up on Smith's stick, and she'll get it deep. So 45 seconds left in the power play. We're going to get a change of all four of the penalty kill skaters for the Sabres. Knutson, Telejohn, Cam Krisak, and Cam Carlson onto the ice. Laker skater cuts inside. That shot ends up right on a Laker stick in the slot, but nice pad save blocker save, I should say, by Malone. Sabres are able to clear. 22 seconds left on the power play now. Knutson applying loose pressure in the offensive zone, and here come the Lakers. Schuler is off the bench onto the ice for Cam Carlson and slowed up the entry there. Prior Lake ended up just icing it, and that's going to be the end of the penalty. So, yeah, so Anderson will be stuck in the box until the puck drops, but we at least get 5 skaters, do we not? Got it. So they're going to end up with a little bit of a longer power play. That's unfortunate aspect of runtime, but now she's out. Poked back to Smith. She plays it deep. Luth's going to get there. She tries to play it back to Smith, but read nicely by a Laker. Gets in front of it. That one gets chipped into the Shakopee bench, behind it, potentially. So that'll give us another, air quotes, stoppage. So we'll get Huberty, Rampart, Knutson, Krisak, and Smith on the ice. We're down to 1:45 left in the game. So runtime goes by pretty quick. Nicely done there by Knutson. Her centering pass, the puck is still loose, and it's finished by Huberty. Puck popped right out onto Huberty's stick, and she buries it, and that will be the end of the game. Sabres with an exciting 2-1 overtime victory. Goal with 1:36 left in the game by Faith Huberty. That was a nice centering pass by Knutson. I'm not sure who was tied up. It might have been Rampart was tied up with one of the defenders right in front of the net, and puck popped out to Huberty, and she just buried it. So nice 2-1 victory by the Sabres. We will see you back here Saturday, question mark, for the next game. Me and Vanesti don't know when the next game is, but whenever it is, that's when we're going to see you back here. So thank you for joining. Stick around for the varsity game, which will start in about 35 minutes. And Saturday is the next JV game. We will see you here. Thanks for watching.